for Aries for the winter months here. I'm in Canada. I keep forgetting the global effect here. Our winter technically runs from December 21st to March 19th, so this will be the time span that a lot of this reading will encompass, that whole period. I'm with Aries, so we'll see what's coming up here. I'm kind of remembering the last reading that I gave, and a little bit of an uphill here for them, so we'll see if that changes. Now, your immediate surroundings right now, you have stay strong. So I feel like, and if I remember correctly from the last reading, there was a little bit of kerfuffles going on around you, and hopefully, I think I was pressing on the fact that if you're aware, not to get involved, although the reading was saying this involvement was kind of going to be the way things were. Feeling that there's a bit of a pause here, a bit of a break. So staying strong is the basic foundation that they want you to come from. Yeah, I'm going to carry on to what's crossing you is embrace the dark. Again, getting a sense that these Aries are turning their back on the wrong energies. Just had that with Pisces. This energy is kind of carrying through. Turning your back on the wrong intuition. Your intuition's feeding you stuff and you're not quite listening. You're not wanting to hear it, not wanting to make decisions based on what you've got. Let's put it that way. Because the actions that you have to take are very much, you're feeling resistance there. So with that crossing, you just be aware of that. I don't feel a need to be taking any action at this point. Kind of have your foundation strong. Know that you have the ability to make bad judgments at this point. Just be aware of that. You don't have to act from it. You just have to kind of be aware, yeah, I might be a little off here. Because if you start acting from it, then things are just going to really be in a big upheaval. And we're trying to avoid that. So what's really on your mind is not fearing the unknown. So having a sense of you not really indulging yourself in anything at this point. You really are kind of on a pause and not knowing what to think or what way to look for the answers, or you're just kind of like, okay, I don't know. And you're actually, I get the feeling that these Aries are actually kind of surrendering to that on a certain level. They're ready to act at any time, and they could go off in the wrong direction. But depending where your birthday lies, I feel like some of you might actually get the hint here. Just hold off here till we make a big scene, so to speak. Just hold off. We might, there might be something coming in here. So that's the sense here through the not fearing the unknown, that there's something there. I don't feel like you are in fear of things that you don't know about. I think you're curious. And I think you're wanting to know those things to help you in your life move forward. You feel like you need these key issues or this key information that you're not quite getting, but there's a halt there. So I'm feeling that pause. So as I move on to things that are passing away from you, change is unavoidable. It may not be the change itself that is passing away, but your resistance to it. That may be helping you here. And that is a good thing. I feel maybe somebody got to you, gave you advice, and you are heeding it, and you are kind of in trepidation of what you would normally go and just ram across things. I feel like you're holding off. You're going, okay. And you're just not really, you're kind of an in-between. You're kind of at a burp in your mind right now. That's what I'm feeling is going on, like coming up right now here in the winter. It's like a burp that you just kind of, I don't know which way to go, but I know change is coming and I know I can't do anything about it. But not really knowing how to feel yet because it's not been revealed to you. You realize that? And I think you're just on a pause here. It's really heavy across this whole reading so far. So with that energy passing away, I think it's just an awareness of things circling. I think it's really that. So in your near future, embrace the masculine. I'm getting a sense that I don't know if that's I'm feeling like you may have a male figure in your life right now that is going through a rough time. And I feel also that you have, it's almost like it's a tumultuous relationship, but yet I feel like you have the opportunity to mend and mend fences, you know, not burn bridges, you know, not make things worse. I think there's an opportunity here, and I'm feeling it for the feminines, I'm feeling it for the women, Aries. There's someone in their life that is outside of them in the masculine way, and I'm feeling that you got to be compassionate to their plight. I think they're going to come to you with something and bring something to your attention. And I feel like you need to be compassionate in that way and embrace what they say to you with a disconnection of outcome. I feel like this person has been either a really close friend or some kind of mate at some point, and there's a back and forth going on here, and I think you need to hear this person out. I think you need to let them get what it is off their chest, because not only and you need to do it in a way that frees them up to completely disclose to you what they want to say, because I feel like there's been a resistance in the past for them to do that. They've wanted to do that, they can't do that. So you need to be in a position when you approach this person, and I feel like you know who it is. As I'm talking here, and someone comes and it's that person, you need to go to them with an open heart and an open mind and non-judgment of what they tell you, because this, I feel, is something that is going to help you move forward. This information that they give you is going to really put a light on things for you, for them, and the whole situation just mutates to something else, and it's in a good way, as long as you handle it in a good way and do not hang on what they say, because it's almost like the information that goes back and forth could have the ability to blow one of you guys right up. But I feel it's more the Aries person. So I'm definitely seeing a girl-guy thing here. So basically doing that. Now for the male Aries, I'm feeling a lot of standing in your power. Just stand in your power and be it. A lot of Aries males are more naturally inclined to do this. More, the energies around them are more naturally inclined to flow with that power, as long as it's not abused and not over into the ego side of things. But I feel like Aries are learning that lesson with ego. They're in the midst of that, so they're kind of being a little more humble and a little more open to suggestions, and not only that, acting on those suggestions from people they would perceive as being lower than them. They're starting to understand, you know, everybody's everybody, and we're all equal, and we're all on the same level here. They're starting to understand that fluctuation that they see in chain of authority has really got no place anymore in dealing with people when you want to be together. I mean, there's coming to a understanding that in order to be as a group, we have to work as a group and not as a separate. So for the females, there seems to be a relationship here that needs mending, that needs some very tender consideration. And if you know that you are in a rough mode or an attack mode with this person, just back off. Wait for a better timing. wait for better timing. And at the same time, I feel like it's really going to open a door for you that you may not have perceived to be in a good way. I feel like the information that comes across your path is going to be abrasive to you, but you have the ability to take it and let it change yourself in a positive way. It's going to be hard for you to do that at first, but it's going to be no surprise. At the same time, it will really clear. There's a key to this person's information that is really going to clear you up on things, and you go like, it's going to be like a burden lifted from your thought process. This person coming in is going to tell you, and it's going to be like, oh, wow. Okay. You know, you're going to be, like I said, not surprised, but you will be finding it. It's almost like a pleasant surprise, but yet you may not have thought of it in the past to be that way. But just the timing, it's coming to fruition here for this information to come through. So just make sure that whoever this person is coming at you, that's trying to get you to hear them out. Make sure you're in a great place when you have that discussion, because it's coming, and you need to be in a good soft. See, embracing the masculine is more of an outside source from the feminine. As a woman, Aries, you're more embracing that masculine person coming to you, that masculine energy coming to you. As a man, you are standing in your power and going outward. It's it kind of switches. So they're showing me the male-female thing. So that's an interesting thing. So you have someone coming at you wanting to give you information. Let them drop it. Let them drop it all. Don't shut them off. Don't cut them down. Don't just let them shout it out, and then take your time. You may not even know how you feel about it, but it will be no surprise. But it'll also clear things up for you, more so over time than you realize. I think when you actually go home and decompress, or wherever you meet, say you meet at their place, they come to you, whatever. When you actually disconnect from them and sit back and go, it's like, yeah, this change, right? This needs to happen. This is good. So that's in your near future. Now in your distant future, you have respect your boundaries. So again, another sign here dealing with putting up boundaries, limiting people, because I feel like Aries, they have tons of boundaries, but they're not letting other people know about it, and they're not respecting themselves of it. Like they're letting certain people, because we have a lot of Aries here who are tough on the outside but soft on the inside, and these Aries are letting the ones that are closest to them, because they've built that, rapport, whatever it is, and they go, they'll let the limits go for these people. And you need to really start respecting that in all areas, from all people. I feel like the Aries are not going to be ones to really have to clear away too many of the friends that are not serving them anymore. They just have to put their limits up. You just have to say, yeah, I can't deal with that. And you know what? Those people that are in your life, in these Aries' lives, they are going to stand up for that and say, oh, okay, yeah, no, I didn't know you had a limit there, and you know what? I won't cross it. And you're going to get good results there. You're going to get respected for those boundaries that you put up, as long as you start putting them up. So it seems like that's the direction you're going to go, and that's good, because it just shows the limitations there. And not only that, it will create less agitation. You won't be feeling it from other people. You put up those boundaries, say, no, I don't want that, and they will respect it, and then there's a better sense of ease in the relationship period overall. So it's all good. As we go along here, heed your dreams. Feeling like the Aries are going to have to go into the dream world to get a few answers here from spirit, or because that intuition of that natural process that you have built upon, of really not listening, bucking that intuition, they can't come that way no more. So they're going to come through your dream world, and then just, you know, maybe journal it, whatever. It really will benefit you to understand, even if the dreams are wacky, it's just to replay it and go over it. How does that make you feel? What are you getting out of it? What is it? You know, what's the scenario in the dream time? Does it relate to my life in real life? Because you're going to have a lot of that balancing out in your mind. I think your dreams are going to be a lot less wacky. Maybe switching quickly, depending on how much TV you watch. You may be, you know, switching channels in your brain a little bit to kind of chill out. But I feel like you're going to get some good direction and some good meat to bring into your waking life, you know. So heating your dreams, I feel like there's a big area there for the Aries to be a lot more insightful through the dream time, because that is really where the universe is going to come through, because like I said, you're still blocking the wrong things here, and that's a lot of that embracing the dark, turning your back on the light and going in the wrong direction, making the wrong decisions, not coming from instinct, coming from somewhere else. Ego, usually with Aries, it's ego. So it's a matter of figuring that out. And I don't see you guys figuring that out. I just see you going to a different source. Dream time, do that. Along the path here, it says, know that you belong. So again, a little bit of that self-esteem for these Aries. I mean, they really can put up a front. They can be one hell of an insecure person, but they can look like they got it all set. They got it all made, and they're all in the right place. So there's a bit of an illusion there, a little bit of a mask, and then we go to the next card, and it says, reveal your truth. So that is really unveiling that mask, is being a little more sensitive, a little more vulnerable. A lot of the wave here over the winter, looking into that vulnerability and being able to be aware of it on your own. You may not have to speak from it, or, you know, whatever, but being aware of that mask that you wear, because we really have to get rid of that illusion. We have to be a lot more in our truth, and Aries are one of the people, I think, that there's just a natural ability there to really fool people. And it's that mindset. You have to really, it has to be in balance. You cannot have your mind saying something and then your mouth saying something and then you doing something, you know, completely not even in line with any of it. You know, that's really kind of the process that we've had over this time, I think, is really thinking one thing, saying another, and doing a third. So we just kind of have to be more in a line, and one of the ways to do that is to get rid of that mask. Get rid of one, just take it out of the mix, and then you only got two to fight with at that point. And that's, you know, and that's part of that with the Aries, I think, is the ego. Is that it's such a huge role there. It's naturally infused, and it needs to be set aside. There's times, you know, the balance. There's times when it's effective and it works for you. And Aries, I think, are more so efficient at infusing that, but they can get overbalanced in that area and not see clearly. So reveal your truth is part of the process of where you need to go. It's taking off that mask and letting people see you for who you are. And because it is so close to knowing where you belong, it's that fear of judgment, I guess, or not being accepted. You know, not having the confidence within your own self, needing it outside of others, or outside of you from others. So that's hand in hand, these two. Is building you up to a place of self-esteem. And I feel like you're in the process here, figuring out different ways to approach people, and that is building a more solid foundation for this confidence than you ever were sitting on. But it's feeling weird. It's feeling odd. You're getting results, but you're like, I don't know, is this, you know, it's like a new path. I've never been this way before. You know, the scenery's good, but do I want to keep going down this road? So that's really what you need to do, is just keep going down there and just have faith that things will unfold. And then your end result card is let go of the old. And by old, I think what they're talking about is that whole way of dealing with things that you were doing. And I feel like you were in the flow of that. I feel like you're starting to stray from your tried and true ways that you thought were getting you results, because you're starting to get new results. You're starting to, maybe not aware of it as much as the Aquarians are starting to notice, but a curiosity there nonetheless, and a flow that's going at the same time. So getting rid of the old, just the ability, I think, to one, watch your step when it comes to hierarchy of people, because I'm feeling these Aries are really chopping people up to bits and going, ah, you're above me, you're below me, you're not in line with me, so that kind of thing is just not, it's not doing you any good. It's not clearing anything up for you, and it's not going to make anything easier in the future. That's just not where we're going. You don't judge. It's not the path here that we're trying to get through. So I reshuffled the animal card that I get here for clarification on the whole subject is rattlesnake. The experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. Okay, interesting. And so a lot of these Aries, as focused and as driven and as fiery as they can be, are starting to get, I'm feeling like there's a feedback here. They're starting to get more of a valid, grounded feedback from people, because they are doing things a little bit differently. They are not coming from ego, they're coming from their heart, and they're going to get little spits along the way, little validation, and it's going to feel really refreshing, really good, really clarifying, because I think these Aries of all the signs are really under a really purple haze here. They're just not seeing out of it, and they gotta, and it's starting to come. Some of these good results are starting to come, and they're going, oh, this direction. So it is really a passing through here. All these energies are kind of leading on the same path in regards to people waking up to how they are affecting other people. And so within that, these Aries are going to have a lot more free energy, meaning a lot more of all that stressful energy, that bombarding energy, and that chaotic energy. If they let go of creating static, they're going to have a lot more to focus and give back. Because when you focus your energy in a good way upon a person, I mean, you have no choice but to receive back from them. And you're not doing it out of ego, so therefore you're going to get good results. So there's a natural ability for these people to just use that fiery energy in the right ways. And I feel like you're going to come across situations to do that. And a lot of that has to do with the information that's going to come through to you. So when if you know who this person is, like when I'm telling you this person's coming to you, it's not going to be a surprise they have information for you. I think what's going to be a surprise is how good it makes you feel when you get it. And that is what needs to come through to you. And that's really what's going to lift. And then you're going to realize there's a residual of energy here. Like, I have so much more energy, I can do things, and not being bound, internally. It's such an internal thing for these Aries, and they just have never had it, because they've always been bombarded by the negative, the energy, the drama, all of that, and it's just a life form that they've lived. So now it's like someone living all their life from 0 to 25 in a cave, and then suddenly they come out and see the sun, and it's like, this is what? So you tell me I'm not going back in there. I'm going ahead. Not only that, I'm going to learn how to do it right. And that's what these Aries are going through. But your outside world is not going to change that much. Other people are not going to see that change in you. You're really going to manifest it from the inside, and then all of a sudden that switch is going to flip. And I don't know when that's going to flip, but when you get it all in line and you realize what's going on and you analyze it in the way that you can, then you will make that change, and I'll tell you, you won't be looking back. So it's just a matter of right now, I feel like there's some stagnant energy for you, and I feel like there's people out there, there's Aries they're kind of hanging on things that is up in the air, things that are not progressing, things that aren't that can't be put away and they can't progress. So it's kind of like a hanging energy. And watch, because in this present moment, and I feel that lifting like right in December, over the holidays, honestly, that you're looking in the wrong directions for instinct, your instinct. You're going by the wrong thing there. But I feel, you know, after January, February in there, I feel like you're just going to be looking in the right direction. And I think you don't really realize what's good or bad. You're just going with what you feel, and you're not able to discern it yet. You're not able to figure it out yet. But that'll come. But you just have to be true to what feels good and what feels bad, and be true to what you feel rather than what you think you should feel for other people. Other people. That's the thing. You have to feel what you feel for you, not for other people. That's really what's getting in the way of, because there's people around you coming in with stuff and going, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. You really have to sit and figure out what you want, because nobody else's opinion is going to make you happy. You have to figure out what you want, and I don't think you just figured it out yet. And you don't want to wait until this person decides for you. You want to make sure that you figure it out before this person comes at you and you go, yeah, okay. Because it might be in alignment, it may not be in alignment, but you need to know where you're going, and you need to not let other people carry the weight of your decisions, you know, or push the weight of the decisions upon you, so that you need to go in a certain direction that you just don't feel. And this is all the really the figuring out that these Aries have to do, because they're really mixed up with their, you know, and I'm feeling that as well as a Pisces sign back, you know. There's a mix up there. You don't know who to trust, what to think, how to, you know, what instinct, you know, where do you come from? I mean, things are going to open up no matter. I feel like there's these people coming in. They got information that's going to open things up. It's just a matter of you looking at it in the right way. And at this point, you're trying to make a switch. You've been on a path, then you made a switch, and now you need to switch it back, because that path that you were on was not good. But this right now, you're in a phase of kind of almost like that devil on your shoulder. You're starting to listen to him again. You need to go on this side. It's not this guy, it's this guy you got to listen to. So hopefully seeing the right way with that and letting go of the old. And so Aries, good luck with your winter. Take care and be kind.